born in a time when dreams were made of gold, but now he walks through shadows where memories unfold. Like ghosts of a life once grand, he held the world in his hands, yet it slipped away like sand through trembling fingers. Once laughter echoed in warm winter nights, but time has stolen every light. He knew he played God with coins and rules, only to realize too late that no one truly fools fate. Now he stands on the edge of the game, burdened by sorrow and shame. The mask he wore, the twisted crown, was never meant to hold him down. Even broken, even near the end, he is still a soul that refuses to pretend. In his final breath, he whispers again, I was more than just a game. He built a kingdom only to watch it flame. His regrets echo louder than his victories. Though he became the architect of death, he was not born evil, he was lost, forgotten, used up by the system he helped create. Now as he watches players die for his amusement, he sees himself in them, a man who lived too long only to die alone. His final moments are not filled with fear, but with reflection he accepts his fate, knowing he played both villain and victim. And as his last breath fades, so does the illusion of power he once clung to. They try to name her, to box her into something small, but she broke free and stepped into herself. From the cold streets of Seoul to the painted floor of a deadly game, she fought for who she was and demanded more from life than what they offered. She learned to smile behind the pain, to wear her joy like sweet champagne, even when the world refused to see her. Love came late, but it found her in stolen glances at dawn. They called her wrong, said she didn't belong, but she stood tall and proved them all wrong. In every step, in every pose, she reclaimed what the world had tried to take. Though the dice may lie and the night be long, she lived her truth before wasn't just a player. She was a symbol of courage, of defiance, of love in its purest form. And though the game took her body, it could never steal her soul. Haniya, shine through the night. Your wings may be tattered, but still you fight. Though the world forgets, though the dice may lie, you lived your truth before you died. Though the dice may lie and the night be long, she lived her truth before she died. Haniya, rise and be seen. A heart so fierce, a spirit so keen. Even now, she lives on, not just in memory, but in every person who dares to be themselves in a world that tells them not to. She crossed the border with fire in her chest, driven not by dreams but by duty to protect her brother, to give him everything she never had. No dollhouse dreams, no lullabies, only blood and hunger beneath gray skies. She traded kindness for steel resolve, learned not to cry, only to survive. He looked to her with eyes so wide, and she swore she would make sure he saw tomorrow. The game took more than she could bear, but she held on through the thinnest moments, through silence and air. If death must come, let it take her slow, so she can shield him till the last glow fades. She danced beyond the grave, a lion-hearted soul, fierce and alone. Though she fell, her legacy lives on in every child freedom gives. She stole to feed, lied to save. She gave everything for someone else to live. Her story is written in silent sacrifice and quiet strength. She never asked for praise, only safety for the one she loved. And even when the game stripped her bare, she did not break. She fought not for herself, but for another, for hope, for survival, for a future she may never see. Sae-byeok, Sae-byeok, fierce and alone, your story carved in silent stone. You gave your all, and though you lost, your spirit remains unbroken. You are the mother, the warrior, the dreamer who never stopped fighting. Even now in death she protects her love, echoes beyond the battlefield, and somewhere her brother walks free because of her. Once a man who ran from every fight, drowning in debt and lost in the night. Love lit a spark deep within him, a fire that pulled him from ruin to fight once more. He failed as a father, lover, son, but he carried on, driven by the promise of redemption. Through every tear, through every fall, he gave his all for those too weak to stand. The game was cruel, the odds unfair, but he dared to care. He watched friends fall, felt despair claw at his soul. Yet he clung to hope like sacred air. For every soul that begged for grace, he ran the race, he took their place. Gi-hun, the reluctant knight, turned pain into light. With bleeding hands he changed the world, not through power but through simple selfless stands. Though victory came with bitter cost, he showed us how a soul is lost and found. Oh. He started as a loser, broken, bellied, old, ignored, but the game transformed him, not into a killer, but into a protector, into a leader, into a man who chose to do what others feared. He could have walked away, he could have saved himself, but instead he stood between the innocent and the horror again and again until the end. Gi-hun, the reluctant knight, his journey carved in scars and sacrifice. He rose from failure not because he was strong, but because he cared. He gave everything to stop the cycle, to expose the truth, to remember the fallen, and in doing so, he became more than a survivor, he became a symbol. Even after winning, he didn't rest, he couldn't, 'cause he knew the game still played out elsewhere, and he vowed to end it for them, for the future, for justice. Gi-hun, the hero we didn't expect but needed most.